Good morning, everybody. We are here live doing our awesome webinar for Foster to Adopt. I'm going to copy and paste this real quick onto our Facebook pages just in case you guys forgot. Hopefully, you didn't. Hopefully, you're watching. And it's going to be a good webinar. We're going to learn some things. I might even learn some things along the way. Make sure that you guys ask questions if you have any questions, because this time I figured out the chat, which is great news for everybody involved. This is my backyard, in case you were wondering. My lovely dogs maybe weren't running around. Hopefully they do not bark too much. It could happen. Who knows? Hopefully you guys are having a good day. It's Tuesday. Maybe you're going to go have some tacos. It's Taco Tuesday after all. What else happens on Tuesday? Tongue Out Tuesday. Maybe your dogs or cats are doing Tongue Out Tuesday. It is hot. It's hotter than it has been the last 2 days. So, you know. Okay, without further ado, again, there's the chat function on the side there. If you guys have any questions, I'll try and get to them. I'm going to say good morning. Yippee. It is April. Happy spring. So anyways, without further ado, we'll get ready. My dogs aren't running around. They're going to at some point. 2 of them are right here. The other one's being a cow eating grass. So you guys are here this morning to learn about our new Foster to Adopt process. We're really excited about it. We still want to get animals adopted right now. Even though we're all at home and quarantined and going crazy. I know that I personally have seen a lot of people out on walks that I've never seen in my life, which I think is fantastic. But anyways, you guys have some of our pets at your house, and we want to get them adopted into their forever homes if it's not going to be with you. Some of you might fall in love and want to adopt. It happens to the best of us. I have 3 foster fails. So this is all going to be shareable stuff. I'm going to share our SOP with you guys. There's a couple other videos that you'll be able to utilize to your advantage when you're doing Foster to Adopt. So why do we want to do Foster to Adopt? It's highly successful. We do actually have a couple fosters that currently do Foster to Adopt out of their home. And when the quarantine isn't happening, they actually do meet and greets at their home. So that's Anita with puppies and then Jeff and Lisa with kittens. So they have kind of been our foster ambassadors doing this program actually for over a year now, and it's highly successful. Thanks to social media and other things, which the next webinar after this is going to be how to get your foster pet adopted. Look, there's a dog. That's so exciting. Woo! I always promise dogs on these webinars. Anyways, that's why we do Foster to Adopt. It's successful, and you can really find an adopter just like you would if you were in the shelter. And if you guys have any questions, again, the chat's right there. So we're just going to start from the beginning. I'm acting as if you guys are brand new to this process, and we're going to go right through it. And again, ask questions. No questions are too crazy, too wild. Behind me right here is a cherry tree, in case you were wondering. If you have any questions about my yard, I can try and answer those. So when you guys are fostering, most of you know that you are going to go out and get an email from Susan in Orlando or Beth in Sanford saying, we have puppies that need to be fostered. We have adult dogs. We have adult cats. If you want to foster, you say yes. And then, hey, Pat, what's happening? And will you come and pick up the pet? Usually you meet up with a staff member, or it'll be Susan or Beth, depending. You pick up supplies. So, kitty litter, litter box. If you're bottle feeding, you get all that fun KMR milk. Sorry. Dogs get leashes, collars, kennels. Everybody gets a carrier for cats. Treats, toys, food balls, all that kind of good stuff. So you guys will rearrange pickup times with the foster coordinator. We've been using Waitwhile, and hopefully we're going to keep using that because we think it's a really great way for you guys to schedule appointments and for us to keep track of them. So make sure that you have all your supplies before you leave the shelter. Some pets are going to go home with medication. If you have questions about that medication, how to administer it, or anything like that, let us know. We can show you on the spot. A lot of it's usually pretty easy, and most of the animals aren't too hard to medicate. So if you guys are looking to get your foster pet adopted, the first thing you're going to do is Pet Point. So Pet Point, as you guys may know or not know, is our system that we use to get our pets on our website. So any pictures that we have of our pets are through Pet Point. So we are giving you guys the power to use Pet Point and take the best portraits ever of your pets. If you want to dress them up, you can dress them up. If you want to take a picture of them sleeping because they look adorable, you can do that. But Pet Point, you guys are all going to get a login. So you're going to get a link. Again, this is all an SOP that I'm going to share with you. Your shelter's ID is in there. Your username is foster parent. So everybody has the same username. And then the password is Conroy1937. Pretty easy to remember. So if you guys are going to go into Pet Point to edit pictures, you simply log in. There's going to be an animal number that you can click on to make sure it's your animal. So that way you can confirm it's the animal that you have in your care. You click on that ID and then it's going to pop up with the animal's description. It might be that you guys want to change the pets to foster available first before editing pictures. Or you might want to edit pictures, vice versa. It's really easy to do. But if you click on the animal, there's going to be a little stage that you click on, and you're going to make them foster available. That just simply means that they're going to go on our website and be available. Again, if you guys aren't comfortable doing this kind of thing, you don't have to, but it does help us out and keep the dogs and cats moving through our shelters. So eventually we can transfer more pets in and then maybe get you more foster pets, which would be awesome. But you want to change your stage to foster available so they pop up on the Pet Alliance website. And if you're not comfortable doing meet and greets, then we can facilitate them some other way besides what we're going to do with foster to adopting. But for now, with our quarantine, we really want to make them available on our website and utilize this step-by-step process that I'm going through. Also, Triple and Schooner are both now laying down, and Schooner's going to be a ham for you guys. So that's exciting. So once you guys make the pet foster available, then you can go on and click and upload those fun pictures that you're taking. Remember, these are tools and ways to get your pet adopted. If I was trying to get Schooner adopted right now, I'd video him doing this, because who doesn't love a dog that rolls around in the grass and then plays dead bug? So you guys can upload 3 different pictures or videos and then click submit when you guys are done with that. Right, Schooner? See, he's selling himself back there. He doesn't, you guys wouldn't even have to do anything with him. So aside from Pet Point and pictures, social media is a huge piece of how you guys can get your pets adopted, which again, we're going to go over in another webinar. But real quick, use PUPS. Yes, we are using an acronym called PUPS because we are an animal shelter. Post 1 to 3 times daily on more than one platform. So if you have Instagram, connect it to your Twitter and Facebook, and boom, you've already got 3 different platforms that you're posting to. U is for use positive words like roadrunner or couch surfer. Don't call them lazy. Don't call them crazy. That kind of thing. You want to humanize your pet almost and use fun words like that. The other P is for personality. Get creative and really show off your foster pet and who they are. I was going to use Schooner. Schooner is a big lug. So, you know, I would say that he body builds and he likes to run around and show off, and he's a big goofball. So none of that said he was energetic or he was crazy or anything like that. I use different words. And then the S is for stop sign language. So you might be wondering, is stop sign language? Keep everything light and airy with your posts. Try not to give your followers disclaimers, not like they might be a chewer, so they've chewed on your shoes, or they might not be potty trained, or they run up and down the fence like maniacs like mine do. Those are the kind of things that when you guys are doing your foster to adopt virtual meetings, or when we get past the quarantine, you're doing your in-person meet and greets, you discuss those at that time, because you don't, it's not that you're lying about the pet. You just want to go over that kind of information, because sometimes you have solutions to that. or at least we will have solutions for you that you can go over with the potential adopters. So no stop sign language or anything like that. Again, you want to be creative. Use the hashtag Pet Alliance, tag Pet Alliance Go or Pego Foster, and that way you can get the word out and the people know where the pets are from. Right, Schooner? He wants to play fetch now. So the adoption process. So this is where you want to, things are going to get changed up. We're not at the shelter. You guys are in your homes. You have pets that need to find forever homes still. So the process is a little different, but we're really confident that this is going to work. And if you guys know Fraley, you know Fraley loves to try new things. I love to try new things. We're jumping on this, and it's really going to be great. So you guys, let's just say that you've posted your pets on Instagram, Facebook. You are the ones indicating how you're going to set that up with contact. If you want to be contacted by email, phone, direct message through Instagram, text messaging, whatever you prefer or set up, that's fine. So you're going to be the one that tells people how to contact you. So if you get that initial contact from somebody saying, hey, I'm really interested in Schooner, you're going to want to ask some screening questions to make sure that it is worthwhile to do the adoption process in the first place, or the potential meet and greet. Just because you want to make sure that you're not wasting your time, their time, and you really are trying to find the best home for your foster pet, because by now I'm sure you guys love them. It's a couple weeks that you probably have had them. And even when you bring them home the first night, you're going to get attached. I've gotten attached. That's why I have 3 dogs. Anyways, so some questions to consider when you guys do that initial contact with a potential adopter. Do they have other pets? If the foster pet that you have doesn't like other pets, and then they tell you that, yes, I have other pets, then you know automatically that it's not going to be a meet and greet. You just say, unfortunately, Schooner doesn't like other dogs, so we can't do a meet and greet. I apologize, but look at Pet Alliance's website for other available foster dogs, and don't be afraid to reach out to them. So always push them somewhere, even if you have to push them over to Orange County or another rescue. There's always animals in need, so really try and push them going to a shelter as opposed to going to a breeding. Or you want to ask if they have children in the home. Again, if Schooner loves children and they have children, then boom, you guys can set up the meet and greet. Do they have any breed or pet restrictions where they live? So if they rent and the apartment doesn't allow pit bulls, even if a dog is listed as a mixed breed and they look like a pit bull, a lot of the times apartments aren't going to allow it. So you really want to make sure that you're keeping the best interest of the pet. Which when you do, I forgot to mention, when you do pick up your pet, you do get that information. You get their kennel card and all that jazz. And if you have any further questions about your pet's personality, what they like, Susan, Beth, anybody, myself can probably look the pet up for you in Pet Point and read up on them, or we know them so well because we run around in the shelter with them. So make sure you do those pre-screening questions before you actually go through the trouble of setting up the meet and greet. So now that we've got a match, so Schooner is going to go meet a family that has kids because he loves kids and he loves dogs. So we're going to set up that meet and greet. It's not traditional. They're not going to come to the shelter. Once we're done with the quarantine, you guys can set up face-to-face meet and greets wherever you feel comfortable. No dog parks or off-leash areas. Those are a big no-no. But if you want to meet up at a park and go for a walk or do something like that, you're more than welcome. I highly recommend your home. Even if you have to just go outside front or somewhere public, that's okay too. But for now, because we are in quarantine times, we are going to do virtual meet and greets. Our preferred method of virtual meet and greets are Zoom meet and greets. If you don't want to do Zoom and you just want to do Facebook Live or something with somebody, you can do that. You can do FaceTime on your phone. You can use Skype. But really, what we're pushing here at Pet Alliance is Zoom. Why? Because it's free and it's easy to use. You just, as the foster, have to go and sign up for Zoom. So you go to zoom.com/signup. It's going to ask you like when your birthday is, your name, email, contact, that kind of thing. You fill all that out and then boom, you've got your own Zoom account, which a lot of people have been using Zoom to touch base with their family and friends during this time because it is free. So you can sign up for your basic trial of Zoom. Well, it's not a trial, it's your basic sign up. You'll get an email confirmation so you can confirm your account. And then once you have Zoom, you have your whole profile set up. It might be a little overwhelming, but there's a little help button up on the side. But honestly, what you're going to do is you can schedule a meeting. So if you want to put it on your schedule, then you just click schedule meeting. It gives you the link. It gives you the meeting ID, which if you guys have been looking at my emails or Facebook, you'll see that I already set up a Zoom meeting for Friday. So you guys can try it out then, or at least see what it looks like. But you can schedule the meeting so that way you can invite the potential adopter and you have it on your calendar as a reminder. If you're in the moment and you're like, hey, talking to the person, let's do a Zoom meeting real quick so you can meet the pet virtually, then you can just click host a meeting, start your meeting, and go from there. Make sure that you always select that it's video with sound on because they're going to want to ask you questions. If you are one of those people that doesn't do well with face-to-face stuff, just flip the camera around and just show the pet the whole time and you can still answer questions. It's not weird. Sometimes I do that. I know it's surprising that I wouldn't want to be on camera. Just kidding. But you can do that. You don't have to put your face on camera. You can just show the pets because that's really what they want to see anyway. Hi, Haps. So again, Zoom really works best, but if you're not comfortable using it, you can. Oh, good point, Pat. Keep in mind the 40-minute time limit Zoom has for free accounts. That's a good point. So hopefully I would hope that 40 minutes would be long enough for you and a potential adopter to work things out over video. It's a good point that Pat has, so keep that in mind. But if not, you guys can always set up another Zoom call or you can do FaceTime. Or if they have further questions and they're done seeing the pet, you can always send to them pictures or videos that you have of the pet. So there's ways to go around that. However, if they want to spend 40 minutes and you guys want to spend 40 minutes with them, go for it. So let's say that the virtual meeting goes well. Schooner fell in love with a family that has kids and dogs and he's ready to go home. So what is going to happen is you guys are going to arrange with us staff to do a pickup. So if you don't want to drive to the shelter right now, or you can't drive to the shelter right now, then we at Pet Alliance will come get the pet for you. So we will coordinate with you. You guys can email your foster coordinator and copy your shelter manager on it. So Michelle and Beth for Sanford, Nicole and Susan for Orlando. And you're going to coordinate when the adoption is going to go down. So the pickup will be safe. You guys don't have to actually meet the potential adopter. We're going to take care of that for you. So if you don't drop them off at the shelter, then we will come pick them up. And don't be afraid to have us come pick them up. We understand it's weird times and we can go get on the road because we're essential. So keep in mind that when you are doing a potential adoption, everybody is spayed, neutered, microchipped, up to date on shots. The spaying and neutering right now, we're really going to try and get every pet spayed and neutered before they go out into a home. But because there has been that worry with medical supplies for hospitals, we may have to do some spay and neuters after the adoption is finished, just because we want to adhere to what has been put out to us. So, but in general, normal terms, spaying and neutering is always a must before they find their forever home. The only time that we send them out is with foster circumstances. The other thing that you want to mention to them, they do have pet insurance options where they can sign up through Pet First. And then the microchip information is through 24-hour Pet Watch. And they're going to try and offer them an insurance, tell people to ignore that insurance unless they want the insurance through 24-hour Pet Watch. What else do you want to keep in mind? We are doing a $50 voucher to the clinic still if they sign up for the Pet First insurance. So that is still something that they would receive. And we actually email that out on our end. So let's say that you've gone through all this. And oh, the other thing, now that I'm thinking of it, sorry, I'm jumping around. The other thing you guys go home with is the offsite adoption contract, which is something we send you home with. Schooner's really excited about it because we're talking about him being adopted. Look at me, he's excited. So the offsite adoption contract, that's something that you guys can scan and email, or we can print it and scan it to you so you can email it to the potential adopter, because it's something that we have them fill out. So let's say everything's good to go. They still want to adopt. They filled out the offsite adoption contract. Then you guys are going to go back into PetPoint and search your animal. Again, this is all on the SOP that you guys are going to receive. And you're going to make your pet foster unavailable. So, or the stage is just going to be unavailable. So that way they're off the website, and people that are still looking to adopt during this time to get a quarantine buddy will be able to see what is actually available, and they don't call you by mistake thinking that you still have Schooner up for adoption. Again, that's really easy. And then again, you just drop off the pet at the shelter, you arrange that, or we will come pick them up. And then if we have any animals left, you could potentially foster again. So, we went over open adoptions the other day. If anybody has a question about open adoptions, we really are here to find homes for everyone. So it works well. We're happy with it. We save more lives with the open adoption slot. If there are any questions regarding adoptions, you can ask Susan, you can ask Nicole. For Orlando, I've got all that contact information in there. And then in Sanford, you can ask Beth or Michelle. So it sounds pretty straightforward. Barbara, let's see. I had someone ask me if there's an app you can put on your phone to find the pet with the microchip. Find your pet with the microchip. I'm not sure about the app. We aren't familiar with any apps and microchipping pets, but I'm sure there's one out there. Are they looking for a lost pet, Barbara, or what's the purpose of that? Just curious. Julie, yes, let me get that. I'll type it in here in the chat. Julie wants the PetPoint login information. Absolutely. I do want to mention that there is going to be a video that Sydney did yesterday. She actually did a potential meet and greet. Hold on, I'll finish my story. She did a potential meet and greet with one of our green room cats in Orlando. So you guys will have an example to look at what the meet and greet is like using Zoom, which is pretty great. Okay, let me, all right, shelter ID, US. Whoop. I'm just typing in your PetPoint information here. And then if you guys do have any questions about using PetPoint, you can ask myself, Sydney. Let's see. The chips, they do not have trackers, right? No, they do not. So microchips are not GPS. Hang on, I want to show you guys something cute real quick. Snuggles in the grass. Look at them. They're so cute. All right. I figured I'd show you that because it's mostly been my face and the dogs haven't been front and center. So no, microchips they can only be scanned. So you can't do a GPS tracker. I have heard of people putting those tiles on their dogs to use as a GPS tracker. So if you're interested in doing that or you have questions from people, they can get a tile and do it. Microchips really they work and they reunite people, but it has to be, part of it is if you find a pet, you have to know to take it to county, a shelter, or a vet, and then they scan it for the microchip, and that's how we find the information there. All right. Emma says, are there any dogs that need fostering at the moment? Not to my knowledge. I will double check again. You're welcome, Julie and Barbara. I will double check with Nicole to see if we have anybody, or Beth. But as far as I know, all of our pets are spoken for as far as fostering goes. I think we are very low with our population right now. And in fact, I want to say that 87% of our population is in foster care. The only ones that are not in foster care are those with kennel cough or those with a URI if it's a cat. So we do have a lot of adult cats out in foster care, this is the first time that we've done it. Usually we're very hesitant unless it's a mom with kittens, which is why Stephanie has so graciously agreed to do the webinar through Zoom on Friday. So any other questions about the foster to adopt process, you guys? It's something that a lot of people are doing. You might have seen Austin Pets Alive. They're doing it. They already released a video on their Instagram to do this Zoom meeting. It's successful. It's a way to keep saving lives. And even though we all physically can't be at the shelter right now, because I've forgotten what my desk looks like at this point, and I've only been gone like a week. It's a way for us to keep doing what we're doing. We're still trying to save lives. And again, if you don't feel comfortable doing these Zoom meetings, you don't have to. If you don't want to make your foster pet available and you want to just foster them, you can, but we highly encourage you, make them available. And then if you don't want to do the meet and greet, we can figure out how to do it. I should say, if you want a staff member on the Zoom call, if you feel more comfortable with a staff member, we can arrange that too for them to jump on the Zoom call. Pat, girlfriend is still listed on shared foster list Google document. Oh, well, maybe girlfriend. So Emma, if you want to email Nicole Taylor, because girlfriend's in Orlando, maybe reach out to Nicole Taylor. Her email's ntaylor@petallianceorlando.org and see if girlfriend's still available. Pat, you're on top of it. You're like my right-hand man. Thank you, Pat. Jessica, I came a little late. If you find a parent, did they pick up at the shelter? So yes, Jessica, if you can either bring the pet to us so you can drop off the pet at the shelter, or we will come pick the pet up and bring the pet back to the shelter for the adopter. So yeah, you guys don't have to worry about that. They won't come to your home and pick up. We will facilitate that. So you can just let them know once you guys are doing the virtual meet and greets, like, hey, if this is something you want to go through with, let's find a date and time where I can get the pet to the shelter and you're able to get there as well. Julie, do we know when we can post the foster pet available? You guys can post them now. You can make them available today, in the next minute, later on today, whenever you have time, you guys can make them available now. So we are officially launching this as of today. We want you guys to start doing this. And if you have any feedback during this process, let us know. If you don't like it, tell me. If you like it, tell me. If you think there's some kinks or some processes that could be worked out better, you can tell me that too. We are open. This is something new that we were trying, and we just want to make it happen. Cost is $350. Jessica, you have a puppy, so yes, that is correct. $350 for the cost of adoption. So I do believe that all of our pricing is listed there. Is tick and flea included in the cost? So they get their first round of it included, and then if they're due for another round of it while you're there, or when you bring the pet back to the shelter or we pick them up, then we will do it. But no, so if they need more additional flea and tick meds, they're gonna have to purchase that on their own, which they can actually do at the time of pickup from the shelter. So shelter will sell them flea and tick meds. These are all really good questions. Thank you guys. So pricing, yes, it does vary. If you have an adult dog that is over a year, it's $75. If you have an adult dog that is under 24 pounds, it's $125. If you have a pup that is 6 months to a year, then I believe that is $250. Kittens are $100 and adult cats are $50 if they are over 6 months. So that is some of our pricing for you guys. Does anybody have any other questions about fostering to adopt? Is everybody excited about this? Does anybody have any questions about Pet Point. Really just, and then if you guys have any videos, pictures, I have really enjoyed looking at Facebook every day. It's made me super happy because I get to see our pets out in foster care, which they're in a home environment and not in the shelter, which is where you want the pets in the first place. So all of us at the shelter want to thank you guys for taking our pets on. It really is a good feeling to know that we have members of the community behind us and supporting us, and are really giving up some of their personal time in a time that's really hard to do. So thank you guys. Pat, shoot your question over here and I will answer it. The dogs have found somebody along the fence line and now they're going to bark. As you can see, they've torn up some of my grass. It's very exciting. I'm trying to think if there's anything else off the top of my head. Again, there's going to be a video example that I send out, email out, and there's going to be an SOP for you guys. That's the bark. You will love Schooner. He barks too. Look at him. Wild maniacs. Oh, okay. Pat's got her question here. On the PEGO website, it only shows 3 cats available for virtual adoption. Once the fosters make the changes to Pet Point, will the dogs and cats show up then on the website? Yes, they will. So the 3 cats that are available right now are the cats in Orlando in the green room. So once you guys go in there and make your pets available, make sure that's the super important part before you get excited about uploading the amazing pictures you've been taking, that you change their stage to foster available. So then you go on the website and click on foster available and all of them should pop up there. Good question, Pat. Does anybody else have any questions? Does anybody else want to talk about anything? My dogs keep popping up behind me. It's pretty exciting stuff. It's actually really nice outside. So again, this is just something we're trying. I welcome your feedback. I want you guys to get excited about this. I want you to find foster home or forever homes, not foster homes, although you guys are foster homes, so thank you. I want you to find forever homes for your pets. We really are trying to clear out our shelters so we can be a place that transfers pets in from other areas in this time of need, because we understand that not everybody has an amazing foster base like we do and has volunteers that step up to the plate like we do. We really are lucky and fortunate, and that's something that we continue to talk about. So we really appreciate you guys. Your dogs on the last webinar were fun to watch. Yes, they were. They're pretty entertaining. I don't get bored, really. I don't. And they're spoiled because they have this giant backyard. So they are my little joys. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to sign off here. But if you think of anything after the fact, have any questions about the process, I'm going to be sending an email out shortly with your how-tos, because I know this goes by really quick, and that video, so you guys can see Sydney in action doing a meet and greet. Schooner's really excited about it. The dogs say, thanks for watching. We're really excited. They're all from Pet Alliance Foster Failures, so I know what it's like to foster and fail everybody. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the questions and you guys being so engaged with us during this time. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and don't forget that we have another one of these on Thursday that's going to focus on how to get your foster pet adopted, which will be approved by our marketing manager, Karen, and she knows what she's doing. So you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Stay safe. We're thinking about you, and we can't thank you enough. Take care. Goodbye. The dogs say goodbye too. Look at that. Goodbye, everybody. There they go, off into the sunset.